Let's look at the final week of Phase 1 to see which team survived in the EU region. The fight for the top spot in Week 6 couldn't have been any closer between Ding and Utopia. Despite going to a tiebreaker, Utopia couldn't finish off Ding, who now remain undefeated this season. After losing to Oops 5-3 in a very close match, Out of Range's future in the Gold Series then relied on Gohard beating Swift. Sadly for Out of Range, this wasn't to be, as Gohard suffered their 4th straight defeat as Swift won 5-2 in what was a fairly one-sided victory. This secured Swift their place in Phase 2. The Wild Bunch secured their spot in Phase 2 with a 5-2 victory over Legend. They then got off to the best possible start in Phase 2 by defeating Ragequit 5-1. As we now move into Phase 2, let's look at the standings for the remaining 8 teams. Ding are now able to stretch the lead over Utopia to 5 points. Oops are in 3rd place, with Kazna Crew now moving into 4th place ahead of Gohard. Swift, the Wild Bunch, and then Ragequit make up the bottom 3 places. Utopia and Ding are looking extremely strong at this stage, with every other team fully capable of taking points from each other. Let's have a look at the CIS region to see which teams made it into Phase 2. Carpe Diem were unable to take maximum points from Arcade eSports and had to settle for a tiebreaker win instead. In their second game, they comfortably defeated Impact 5-1. Navi demolished Impact 5-0 to continue their fight for first place, and then followed that up with a 5-1 victory over Brainstorm. Not So Serious will be kicking themselves as they lost their 4th tiebreaker this season against Brainstorm. They then bounced back and defeated WePlay 5-0. Having played 5 tiebreakers in total, it looks like if you want to beat Not So Serious, you just need to take them to 9 matches. Now let's look at the standings for the CIS region and see just how important a win could have been for some teams. Carpe Diem, Navi and Not So Serious are now all tied on 27 points, with Hellraisers right behind them on 24. Brainstorm sit in 5th place on 20 points, with NSNS, WePlay and Impact rounding off the bottom of the table. It looks like the main action for the CIS region is going to be the top 4 teams. Now with Week 6 behind us, let's have a look at how things went in the NA region. The number 1 highlight for NA has to be the match between Apex and Eclipse, as both teams are currently fighting for first place. In the match that went the distance, it was Eclipse who were able to take the extra point and the victory as they defeated Apex 5-4. Deja Vu suffered 2 defeats, both coming from tiebreakers. They lost their first one to Aquatic M60s and then their second one to rival Simple Tankers. Let's look at the standings for the NA region, where we can start to see a split between 2 distinct groups. The first of the 2 groups consists of Apex, Eclipse, Aquatic M60s and Deja Vu. Apex in the top spot still look very strong, however Eclipse, Aquatic M60s and Deja Vu are right behind them. Every victory from here on out is vital to these 3 teams if they want to challenge Apex. The second group consists of Cible de True, 07 Gaming, High and rival Simple Tankers. Cible de True in 5th place and rival Simple Tankers in 8th place are only separated by a single point. For these 4 lower teams, any points they can take from each other will be vital for survival this season. Let's have a look at how things went on the APAC region for Week 6. As with past weeks, many of the matches in the APAC region were very one-sided affairs. Meltdown experienced some mixed fortunes as they were able to defeat Goldbass 5-0 in a straight battle, but they were then defeated 5-2 by Horseman. Team Efficiency picked up the double win against the Coalition, defeating them 5-3 and then 5-0. EL Gaming continued their run of unbeaten matches as they defeated Horseman 5-2 and then Dark Wolves 5-0. As we move into Phase 2, let's look at the standings for the APAC region. EL Gaming are becoming untouchable now on 35 points. Everyone will surely be excited to see if they can maintain their dominance heading into the season finals. Dropping points to Horseman, Meltdown, who are in 2nd place, have now opened the door to Team Efficiency in 3rd place. B Gaming are in 4th place on 22 points, with Cairn Tigers right behind them on 20 points in 5th. The Coalition, Horseman and Dark Wolves fell out the bottom of the table on 18 points. It's looking like the APAC region will be very close when it comes to seeing who survives this season, with 5 teams only separated by 4 points.